There was an article in The Economist that stated the next big economic boom will not be from the internet or China or India, but will be from empowering women.
These times right now, as I said earlier, it's going to force us to be really creative. When there's a crisis in a family, it's the woman that steps up.
Robert Kiyosaki.
I know my wife Kim didn't marry me for my money because when we met, I didn't have any money. I was kind of between businesses. Kim today is a role model for women. With more women in the workforce and more women becoming entrepreneurs, Kim is the real rich woman. She is a tremendous role model for today's modern woman.
I don't know of any woman just talking to women about money. We're going to talk about what's happening today in the world and how that affects you. It's about changing points of view. I am so excited today. This is our very, very first Rich Woman event that we've done anywhere in the world. And I thought it most appropriate that we do it here in Honolulu.
Kim Kiyosaki.
Right now, we're sitting here at my home near Diamond Head on Oahu in Honolulu. And Honolulu has a very, very special place in my heart. When I was a junior in high school, my family took a vacation to Honolulu. And after a week in Honolulu, I decided that the luckiest people in the world live in Honolulu and live in Hawaii, and that's where I was going to live. And in 1984, I met my husband, Robert. We met actually just right down the beach here, not far from here. We could walk about a few blocks, and that's where we met. It wasn't that long ago when we were broke and temporarily homeless, and I remember that very well because that was a really tough time in our lives. It was a real struggle financially, a struggle emotionally, mentally.
We did sleep in a car. We did sleep on people's floors. And the hardest thing for me at that time was the toll it took on my self-esteem.
And there came a point where we both just got really fed up with the situation, and we had to stop blaming everybody around us, and we just had to look at us and what are we going to do? And we just got into action. We just went and did something.
We can do this, or more importantly, that we want to do this, that we're going to say, I'm going to take personal responsibility for my financial life, and I'm going to do it no matter what.
Robert and I started creating this business, the Rich Dad Company, because that was our passion. To teach people how to take care of themselves financially, how to be financially responsible. I think that's probably my biggest mission, is to teach women to be financially responsible in their lives.
And I knew I had to step out of the box and come to places like this to learn.
So many of us have not had the financial education. We've actually been taught to depend upon somebody else, a husband, a family member, to take care of ourselves financially.
What worked for our mothers and what worked for our grandmothers is not necessarily going to work for us today.
But the very, very first step is you've got to select your dream, because taking control of your financial life starts with a dream. There's got to be a bigger purpose than just making money.
What do you want? This is the question.
To change your financial life often involves changing your mindset. It really is where it starts, is the attitude, it's the mindset, it's the decision that you're going to, take responsibility for your own financial life. And in order to do that, involves some personal changes in your own life, and that's where the transformation comes in. It's that personal development, which is very much a part of the whole mission of the Rich Dad Company.
All of us have an entrepreneurial spirit within us.
When I wrote the book Rich Woman, the original subtitle of the book was Rich Woman. The subtitle was Because I Hate Being Told What to Do. And I think that really hits a chord for women, because we're often taking care of everybody else and don't have the time to take care of ourselves. So we're listening to what, our husbands say or what our boss says. And sometimes women are like, I'm really tired of being told what to do, and I want to take charge of my own life.
Especially with financial education, you got to be very, very careful on who you take your financial advice from. I got out of the rat race!
One of the things I want women to know is that they can do this. They can take charge of their financial lives. They can be financially secure without depending upon somebody else.
I'm here to learn about becoming financially secure, to learn how to have my cup runneth over, and to receive financial education.
The orange juice is a derivative of an orange. That's how simple it is. A stock is a derivative of a company.
You know, a lot of people say money's not the most important thing, and that might be true. However, it affects so many things in our life that are important. It affects our health, level of health care that we get. It affects the education of our kids and ourselves. It affects our standard of living. It affects the food we eat. It affects so many things. So that's why money needs to be a focus in people's lives.
An asset is something, whether you work or not, that puts money in your pocket, very simply. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket.
So what I want to say to women is pay attention now, prepare now for your financial life, because if you don't, you're going to find yourself in a financial crisis if something happens. If your income disappeared or your source of money disappeared, how long can you survive?
We're going to talk about how to spot the opportunities that are out there and how to really change the point of view from this being a time of fear and dread and uncertainty to a time of excitement, to a time of opportunity, to a time where you become not just financially secure, but ideally financially independent.
Money can either enslave you or it can free you. And for many women, they get enslaved by money by being in a marriage that is very unhealthy, being in a job that they don't want to be at. That's enslaving them. I want women to know that they have the power to take full control of their life.
Because I believe every one of us, every woman has a gift to give, and sometimes we're just too busy earning a living to give it.
But if you can take charge of your financial life, it makes everything else so much easier. And one of the greatest benefits I see for women when they really learn to take charge of their money is their self-esteem soars. And I think that's one of the biggest gifts of all.
We are rich women! And rich is much more encompassing than just money. I mean, if you're just a woman with money, that is not the rich woman. The rich woman is doing what nurtures her, what brings out her talent and her gift.
When we talk about financial freedom, when we talk about becoming financially independent, it isn't the money that is at the core of it. What it is, it's freedom.
Anything where you're borrowing money to make money is good debt. Your home mortgage takes money out of your pocket, not an asset, a liability.
One of the biggest benefits that I see and one of the biggest rewards is that once you get to the point where you are financially free, then you're really free to do what it is that you're put here to do on this planet.
I wish every one of you a very, very rich life in all ways possible.